A mortar and pestle might seem old school, but nothing beats it for making spices zing. I wasn't sure whether to throw the pestle upright or upside down, but I've got a plan. Let's see if it works. I start with 1 kilo of clay for the mortar, and then I'll need another 450 grams for the pestle. I want them to be pretty chunky. I'm using a smooth mid-fire clay that'll fire to a deep mahogany. My clay's a little on the firm side. It's kind of borderline. If it was any firmer, I'd go back and soften it. So I center the clay. And now it's centered, I can flatten the clay. And then I push down into the clay, leaving a little more than 1 centimeter in the base. I form the walls, leaving a generous curve where the base meets the walls. I want it to be really rounded, definitely no corners in the mortar. I bring the walls up to the final height. And now I trim a little around the base. I smooth and shape with my flexible rib. And now I'm ready to wire through and set aside to dry. Onto the pestle, I take 450 grams of clay and center. I flatten the clay. And now I can push down into the center. The pestle is going to be hollow, although the walls are still going to be thick to give it weight. I bring up the walls. I use a sponge on a stick to remove any excess water. And then I collar in to a narrow neck. Once I've got the height of the pestle, I can close the top of the pestle over. And now I shape the pestle. I want the top of the pestle to be slightly larger. This will allow a good grip. So now I trim away the excess clay at the base, and I'm going to start to round the base. I'm going to leave the pestle on the bat to dry. And I dry to leather hard. Now that my pieces are leather hard, I start to trim the pestle. I'm just going to trim down the base a little more. And then I wire through. My final step in trimming the pestle is to roll the base of the pestle on a board to give it a rounded end. And then I use a pin tool to make a very small hole to release any pressure. Now for the mortar. I flip the mortar onto its rim. It's quite heavy and I don't need to fasten it to trim, but you could use some clay lugs. I trim across the base. I'm giving it a slight depression so it sits well on a counter. And then I trim around the edge just to refine that curve a little. And now I smooth and compress with my flexible rib. A mortar and pestle ready to dry and bisque fire. And because the pieces are a little thicker, I take it a little slower in the first part of the bisque firing. So now to glaze. I start with a pestle. I'm going to leave the base of the pestle raw for functionality and for the contrast. I'm using a white glossy glaze that will provide maximum contrast against the dark mahogany clay. And I do the same for the mortar. I'm leaving the inside of the mortar unglazed. And now I just need to clean up the base of the mortar and I can fire. I fire to the maturing temperature of the clay, in this case a cone 6. I've made 2 sets and I'm going to try one with dry spices and one with ingredients for a paste. This is the fun part. And now I'm thinking of making a larger version. If you have any ideas for functional items that might work in clay, why don't you comment below and be sure to subscribe to see what we make next. In the meantime, check out more functional ceramics in my colander video. And happy potting!